Alright, good day and welcome to another BowmanWebServices.com video. And so in today's video we're going to talk about Search Console. And so, yeah, it seems to be a hot topic. I keep going over this, and so I thought I'd redo this post. And so there's a little section here, Search Console, finding hidden pots of gold, and I forget exactly what that one was about. But I should have probably watched it before this. But anyway, we're going to hop into another thing all about Search Console. And so here, let's just look at it. So I have a series of websites that I've been personally building, okay, for myself, okay. And so I put a lot of time into it, right? without any doubt, a lot of time. And so let's just look at one here. So I have a resort, I have a resort-based hotel and resort marketing-based website that promotes Sandos Resorts and Sandos Resorts weddings and Sandos Resorts, stays at their all-inclusive resort locations in Mexico. And they also have a vacation promotion. Some people call it a timeshare promotion. Shh. But I promote that, and so this would be the data on that site. And so, right, 182,000 impressions, 3,000 clicks, and this is over the last 6 months. And again, Search Console is going to tell you so much stuff. You could really, if you write a post or something, you want to see just what's going on in like the last couple of days, etc., etc. And how do I get it to filter? Aha, there it is. Sometimes things are stuck behind the video I can't see. Okay, so just in the last 7 days, I got this many impressions, that many clicks, right through to the website. And so how Tom, how did you get that? Well, when you set up the Search Console and analytics, and you put the code on your website, it starts to record all the visitors and stuff, and record your data. And so you start throwing up content. And so I think I've built anywhere up to 100 pages on this website. I have to go really look. Maybe it's 60. But they're all pretty good pages. I got a YouTube that I collected a whole slew of videos about the resort, right? Created playlists, embedded the playlists, created some content around those playlists, right? And so then I optimized those and done different schema related things. And so every page on the website has to constantly be built more, right? It's like having a building that over a period of time it does so much, and then it needs to be remodeled and it has to be added to. So if you have a website that's just a static website that's 5 pages, good luck. You're never, and I'm telling you right now, I don't care who's telling you what, you're not going to rank in Google. You might show up in the maps or something. You could very well buy ads, but even a local website, you have to have almost no competitors. And so the closer you are to a major city, the less your chances are. And the truth is, you have all these things taken over the search results, heck, TripAdvisor, Hotels.com, and then in the handyman niche, you got, Angie's List, and all these people taking over the search results. So they're pushing off real, direct booking is going bye-bye, right? They're taking away direct booking, and you have all these affiliate or related services that are booking now. Lead generation services. And so the best thing a company can ever do is start a lead generation focused thing, and that's exactly what I want to talk about right here. So inside, once you have Search Console, you can just start throwing up pages, and I probably should pull up the website, but again, I got to move the video because it's in the way to really do any kind of searching. So maybe we'll cut back here in another part and we'll talk a little more. But so ignore this. The average business means nothing. You're looking at your click-through rate. That's nice, but really I just like to see where you're getting a lot of impressions. That means you have the possibility of something. So as you start seeing this number climb, this will start to go up, and you'll start getting all this data. What are you showing up for? What are people clicking in the search results? All right, and what are the keyword phrases they're typing into Google to find your page, or even to find you in the search results. So in the search results, you're gonna have 10 search results. You're gonna have 3 ads, right, and maybe a map thing that's going on with Google. And so in that, some of you have 16 possibilities of falling onto the first page of Google, whether you're buying it or you're creating content or you're showing up in the directory, right? So that's what this is. This is how does somebody click through to your website, right? So somebody typed in Sandos Caracol Eco Resort Map, right? It got 31 impressions. That specific variation of that specific keyword phrase. Now that keyword phrase is repeated many different variations, right? Sometimes it says map Sandos Caracol. Sometimes it says map Caracol Eco, right? There's all these variations, all right? And so it does get a lot of click-throughs. The maps that I have on the website probably get the majority of the traffic. Okay, and so around the maps, I then run my ad for, people coming out and listening to the vacation club pitch of the resort, and they get a huge discount on their stay. But they got to be between a certain age, they got to meet all these terms and conditions. In a lot of cases, people don't meet those terms and conditions, so they can't do it. All right, and so I can actually pull that data, and you can see that I have 746 different keyword phrases that that are showing up in that I have shown up in the search index, right? All right, so I go through this, and obviously anything that's over page like 3 is worthless, right? And so really you'll probably go up here to the tippy top again, right? And let's click by position, and so then I could come through here, and it's just going to tell me the first 10 pages of Google where I fall, and that's what affects this right here, right? And this, all right? If they were just showing you the first 2 pages of Google, this data would be completely different, right? And so I wish they would let us like manipulate that a little bit, maybe someday. All right, so position on Google, right? How many potential clicks? This is just the last 7 days, right? So in the last 7 days, 15 times somebody typed in Sanders Playa Card Resort map. 15 times they typed that in, right? So yeah, and look at all the different variations. You even got mappa, and so yeah, so I think you get the idea. So I can actually go through this, and I can see where I am, potential volume. So really anything that's 1 or 2 or 3, and I wish I would have brought up the little chart. There's a chart that tells you, if somebody is the first search result on Google, regardless of paid ads. Paid ads are going to take 12 to 15% of all of your search volume for a given keyword phrase, and so you could buy that, and that's why it's valuable to buy it. But you only get about 12% of a click-through rate on a paid ad. Doesn't matter if it's top of the page, right? And it has to be top of the page. Let me just say that if you're not the number 1 search result or the number 2 paid search results, if you're not number 1 or number 2, you're probably not getting any click through at all, and you're kind of wasting. You're almost better off maxing out your AdWords on a very highly targeted keyword phrase, and then trying to put all your money on black or red, right? Just play it that way. Anyway, so as I go through this data, I can actually find my winners. So in the last 7 days, I'm looking for something that has some kind of volume and is somewhere between search result number 4, let's say, and all the way out to like the 3rd page, right? And so that's all just key and incredible data, right? And so really I want to go and I want to actually type Cancun timeshare promotions into Google, right? And I can't because the video's in the way. But if I were to type that into Google, I'd go and look where I am. I should be right around search result number 7. Then I want to actually pull. I want to click on that search result, and I want to pull that page up, and I want to go up here, and I want to click something like this and look for the find, right? And I want to look for that keyword phrase. Which one we were looking at? Cancun, is that what it was? Anyway, whatever phrase we're just looking at, that's the one I want to go and type into this little find thing, right? And I want to go and see exactly, where, how many times it is referred to within that post, right? And so a lot of times it's not in there at all, right? And so that's what I'm going to find. If I start going down here to like search result 9, 10, 15, 20, right? All of these. Let's find a juicy one here. I don't want to go to 20. Let's take 17. So if I were to go and search this, I would find myself somewhere around search result number 12, right? I'm not getting any click through, but it does get some traffic. So monthly, that's getting 80-ish, or 70-ish, right? And so adding this keyword phrase specifically to that existing content on the page that's already showing up here on search result number 12 would start to move it up in the search result. And the same thing, Google doesn't want you link building, but really there's no way around it, honestly. Google would never even find your stuff if it wasn't for a few links here and there. But the idea is to be strategic and to add value while you're building links, right? And that's what Google gets upset about, is just people just dumping out spammy links. You need to do a little more strategic than that. I can place one dart, where somebody else might throw 1,000, right? And that's what Google really slaps people for. And so, create good content, and ultimately, you'll you'll see that as and every bit of content you create it and put it on your website, right? I know people are creating stuff on Facebook, and yes, you should put unique posts and stuff on Facebook and stuff, but I create some unique stuff for different social networks, and then it's all about resharing from the website, because that's what's creating this. And Google is getting 65% of all the searches out here. 60% is crazy. Like so Yahoo, Bing, those are very small search engines in comparison to Google. And so I would play Google, and then I like Pinterest, and I like YouTube. And so maybe we're gonna do a different video on each one of those here soon, and I'm gonna talk about those as a search engine, right? And so yeah. Anyway, definitely you got to set up Search Console, because if you don't have this, you're kind of blind. And so again, I could go and write an entire article about any one of these things that gets volume, right? And instead of it being that page that it is, maybe I want to write a whole new page. But since I'm already ranking for it, I think it'd just be easier to kind of reinforce this particular phrase on that page. And then what I would do is actually, once I pulled that page up, I would actually go in here, up here, right? And that's another thing Search Console is going to do, is it'll actually let you know what pages are doing. And so you can actually look at each page. So we're just talking about that play car map. In the last 7 days, it got 10 click-throughs, and it'll actually tell me that it says I'm in position 61, but that's for all of the variations, I think, of all the keyword phrases related to that specific map, right? So I don't think that's very accurate. Okay. And you saw the click-through that I'm getting, right? And so the click-through might not be coming from my web page about playa car maps, but it might be coming from an image. So that's another possibility, is that maybe the images that I've created and shared and kind of done SEO and stuff too. And remember, your images have to have some kind of text or content with them. If there's no description with the picture, Google can't see it, right? Google hears my words. It sees written words and things, right? But it can't make out a beehive in a picture. It has no idea that it's a beehive. It can't even tell that there's a hive or a bee or anything in the picture, right? It can pick up words, and then it can hear words that I'm speaking. And so that's how it ranks stuff. It's not smart enough to look at an image. So your images have to have some kind of overlay in them. It'd be nice to have some cool little overlay, like top 10 whatever, right? And then you would share that. You would create some kind of description, which is inside, along with the picture, right? So you can actually, when you share it from your website to Pinterest, it carries all that stuff over, right? Okay, so that all being said, embed all the content on your website, reshare it across the web, and then you can make it a little unique here and there. All right, but you see here's it's getting a lot of traffic. Anyway, so I haven't been in here in a little while looking at this stuff, but you get the idea. It'll tell me all the different pages that I have going on, right? And it'll tell me, if they're getting any click-through. So I have 51 pages on the website. Okay. And so, yeah, anyway. Let me not lose you just yet, right? I got another one here. Let's look at this one. So iwantotravel2.com has a lot of pages, all right? Let's just see how many pages that it has. 253 pages of content. Most of them are videos, and there's over 10,000 videos linked into playlists on YouTube. So the YouTube is doing really good. And so again, YouTube's a search engine. You go into YouTube, you type a specific thing, alright, and I get a chance that my playlist will show up in that list of videos that initially shows up, in a query on YouTube, right? And so hopefully I can draw traffic that way to different pages. And so ultimately I have those videos, those playlists embedded on different pages, and so you can see that I get different clicks for different things. And so let's not do the last 7 days. Let's do the last 3 months, right? So last 3 months. A little bit of click through. I've been working on content, so I've been talking to some other people who are wondering about ranking and stuff. And so you gotta have written word. Right? I have a lot of videos, and I do really good on YouTube, but I don't have enough written word and written content on any of the pages on this website. Some of the main landing pages, like I have a whole entire collection of cenote videos. Mexico has a whole bunch of cenotes, and so I collected 40 or 50 different things on cenotes, different specific cenotes, and I created one main page and like 40 or 50 sub pages about notes, right? Because I want to take over that niche, but I need to get around to creating, entire blog post underneath those videos before I'm really gonna like start showing up in here. And so again, lends a lot of value to actually be able to look at this data, see what queries you actually are showing up for, right? And the potential you have of actually nailing that. So remember, if you just move up 1 or 2 spots on Google, you can potentially double your traffic. Move up 2 spots, you're definitely doubling your traffic. And so again, you wouldn't even know what your website was really doing unless you were looking at this kind of stuff, right? So I could see that I got a Coco Bongo coupon page that's, probably needs to be updated, right? But it's doing pretty good. It's showing up number 2 on Google for Coco Bongo coupons, right? Which isn't bad. But I can tell you that it's not making me any money, because if you're doing affiliate marketing, it ain't working. Be one of my affiliates, I'll tell you what. Sell my shit for me. Anyway, but you see what I mean? Like, I created all these pages, and unless you have sitting there paying attention to what's going on, you would never know that you have a possibility of, getting some clicks here for this keyword phrase, and honestly, this was my original vacation promotion site, but I switched it all over. So really, I should probably go back in here and adjust this and point it over to the other site we were just talking to, right? It's a great opportunity for me to link build between the 2 sites. And I have to go check that. Alright, so you get the idea, right? That this data is so valuable that without it, you're completely blind. You can't see a thing. You can't navigate. You can't even really do keyword research. People do keyword research, talk about it all day long, but what the hell do they mean? Well, you can do initial keyword research, but you're always I'm doing keyword research on keyword research, and then doing more keyword research on that keyword research. It's crazy. It goes on and on and on. And as Google ranks things and starts showing you under certain keyword phrases within their index, you have to be able to like see that and then be able to optimize that particular page. So remember, every page on your website is a page that potentially ranks in the Google index. So you can be you can be very general, like if you're a small business, I have built several handyman websites, right? And I built those to rank, and I built a whole bunch of content because your general homepage can be all about your handyman. That's your biggest keyword phrase, handyman or home repair tech, something like that, right? But all your sub pages can be about the local Sherwin and Williams giving a 10% discount if you sign up for their program. Or it could be you walking through the aisles at Home Depot or Lowe's, taking video of different things. People are fascinated by stuff like Flex Seal, right? You're a handyman, go buy a can of Flex Seal and Flex Seal something on video and put that on your website, right? And you might not get all local, but that's not the point. The idea is to show Google that you have all this content showing up, right? And that content makes you king of the mountain, or makes you a resource, or you're like the Google's go-to guy. Google needs to fulfill search requests for searchers, right? And so if you create content and somebody even gets close to that content, so they're looking for a handyman, but they're looking for a handyman that knows how to hang shutters, right? Not all handymen can hang shutters, right? And so you building a little page about how I hang shutters, and you're in the shutter aisle at Home Depot, right? Or you're doing a screencast like this, and you're on a whatever, homedepot.com, and you're looking at all the different shutters. That video is invaluable. I'm telling you, if you build a page on your handyman site about that specific thing, how many people are going to search for it? Not very many. But when they do, who's going to get it? You're going to get it. And honestly, I tell you, most small businesses, or even a resort, doesn't build their content that way. Honestly, some of these resorts have like these Cody's and stuff like that. Little Cody's, little special cool raccoons that are called something else, right? Different birds and other things. Honestly, you could, if it's practically your pet, why not just put it on a 3 dozen videos, right, about Cody's at our resort? And that content, honestly, you start to rank for. Somebody types in like Mexico Cody's or types in Cancun Cody's, you can show up in the search index for that, and you can see where you are if you show up on page 3, or if you're already on page 2. But then you can just keep tweaking it, and all you have to do is look at the, say right now I'm search result number 7, and I can't get it to budge by just adding a couple of simple keyword phrases, because some people are like, oh, it's not that easy, Tom. But yeah, it really is. Most people don't even have that phrase on the page that's ranking in the index. So adding that kind of phrase, and I don't mean like in a spammy way that looks stupid. That's not what I'm saying. And clever, clever. And so what I would do is I would pull all the other. I'd pull search result number 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'd do a full link report on all of them, right? I look at every keyword phrase they're ranking for on that specific page that's beating me, right? And I just make a graph on the wall of who has what, when, and where. Do they have? Are they sharing stuff to Pinterest? I can actually you can follow, you can trace. I could go to look at search result number 2, pull it up, and I can tell you exactly why it's search result number 2, right? And it shows in data. Sort of like math, right? It has a fingerprint, is what I mean. And here's your fingerprint, right? And so without the fingerprint, you're screwed. With the fingerprint, you have an advantage that is just an advantage, right? You're like a sniper in a tree rather than a dumbass walking across the field. Alright, you get the idea. That was a horrible analogy. Anyway, check out Search Console. Alright, Search Console will keep you from being blind. Alright, ignore certain things. And remember, you can also, heck, this is all the keyword phrases. If I really wanted to look into something, I can query it, right? And it'll pull me every keyword phrase containing or not containing. How about Coco? We were talking about Coco Bongo, right? And so it'll tell me a phrase that has Coco Bongo in it. And so I need to go to that web page, and I need to look at these 130 variations of this keyword phrase that has Coco in it, right? And some of them are like Cocoa Beach. Obviously, some of them are going to be wrong, right? So maybe there's 50 or 60 different variations in that 130, and all the volume that it has, right? All right, you want to see it? Well, that was 100 of them. I clicked the wrong one, so you can see all this volume that's sitting there in and around different things. So it probably didn't reinforce. There's a section about the Coco Bongo VIP tickets, but I really probably didn't do like a full subheading and a little paragraph all about it, right? I should go back to the page, and I should go and make sure that I add that kind of content, because it is getting a very little search. Now I actually would have to type in Coco and the word VIP, right? I can come up here and click that off, hit new, query, and see if there's any other variations of that keyword phrase, like keyword research into keyword research, and no, there is no data. So that would be the simplest version of that phrase, right? Get the idea. Alright, so let's go ahead and end this video here. I could probably just keep rattling on. They got a bunch of other websites, but I think these were the most interesting ones. And if you're interested in Search Console, or you're interested in SEO strategy, and you want to hire me, I am looking for work. Yeah. Alright, guys. Hey, thanks for watching my video about hotel and resort marketing and local marketing using Search Console data. BowmanWebServices.com. See ya.